The Jewish story. This week's story from the Holocaust is taken from the book New Lives, Survivors of the Holocaust Living in America, written by Dorothy Rabinowitz. Having survived, they learned that there had grown up around the death of their families and their civilization a body of social theory, which explained how it was that the catastrophe was in large measure the fault of the victims. The victims had not known how to behave in extreme circumstances, Bruno Bettelheim pointed out, in individual and mass behavior in extreme situations and the informed heart. In an impressive and influential Holocaust work whose data on the behavior of the Jews in occupied Europe were drawn exclusively from German sources, Raoul Hilberg explained at considerable length how the Jews had acquiesced in the design to destroy them, how Jewish psychology had contributed to that design and the negligible efforts the Jews had made at resistance. The idea that victims are accomplices in their fate is, at the core, a fascinating one to the modern intellectual, one quite as appealing in its way as the connected modern liberal prejudice which holds that everyone is guilty but the man in the dock. The fascinations of intellectuals have furthermore always had a way of getting to the popular mind and of being received there, if in simplified fashion, as authority. Few were the survivors, therefore, who did not one way or another find themselves confronting questions about Jewish complicity and the lack of Jewish resistance. The psychoanalyst Bruno Bettelheim had made queries. Why had the Jews marched peacefully to the trains that would take them to the gas chambers? There were fewer soldiers than Jews. Why had they not tried to overpower the soldiers? Why had they not seized their guns? Why had Anna Frank's father tried to keep his family together in an attic in Nazi-occupied Holland instead of dispersing them as their extreme circumstances dictated? Instead of trying to carry on business as usual, as Dr. Bettelheim explained, so many of the Jews were wont to do. He told how before entering the gas chamber a dancer had been ordered to perform by the SS by dancing naked before them. How in dancing she had become an artist once more and achieved a moment of selfhood, and how she had been able to reach for the gun of an SS man and kill him before being killed herself. The survivors knew they had been participants in history, and the sense of that history opened their mouths not only about the specific tragic circumstance they had survived, but about human experience in general. The Holocaust was the central illumination and the authority for that which they knew about life, a sum of knowledge that was in their eyes considerable. The Holocaust had tested and taught them to know the nature of men as they believed, and to know it in ways and degrees that was not given other people to know. Please pass on these words.